I believe that if we are honest with ourselves, that the most fascinating problem in the world is who am I? What do you mean? What do you feel when you say the word I? I, myself.
I want to fly the train!
I don't give a fuck!
Oh, jeez. Hey, what's going on?
You keep using that phone. I don't think it is what you think it is.
Oh, jeez. Hey, what's going on?
I don't give a fuck!
Oh, jeez. Hey, what's going on?
I think that I am familiar with the fact that you are going to ignore this particular problem until it swings up and bites you on the ass.
Psych, just kidding. My new catchphrase is, I don't give a fuck!
It's asking a lot to believe that the problem is going to fix itself.
Guess what, bitch?
Our technology and our numbers have both reached a state where inadvertently we can pose a danger to the global environment, especially through the atmosphere.
The whales have a 15-foot penis. Are you a pervert or something? Okay.
Now, nobody pretends we understand everything about the global climate.
I didn't cut out. You heard me. Google it yourself.
There are feedbacks, some of which you warm the Earth a little bit, and the tendency will be to further increase the temperature, so-called positive feedback.
What I'm saying is the planet's on fucking fire.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
I don't give a fuck!
There we go. I got it finally. All right, hold on. Let me I forgot to check all of these settings and everything like that. There we go. All right. Okay, so sorry you guys didn't hear that. There we go. Technical issues with GE. So this is the problem when I go on, like, you know, vacation and stuff. I come back and I'm just like all out of sorts and everything. It's crazy. All right, so we got Vanta Blue who sent a super chat saying good start. I know, right? Okay. All right, let's stop acting like amateurs here. What's up, heathens? How you doing? So tonight we have a Christian named Jacob Pando who's actually going on, I guess he changed his channel name or something. I'm not exactly sure. But in any case, Jacob Pando is going to be explaining the Kalam Cosmological Argument for us tonight.
Listen, donating this much money only secures your seat in hell.
Quentin Van Boeven's going to hell. That's hell, not hell. Hell. He's going to hell. Quentin Van Boeven says just getting the weekly tithe early. Thank you so much there, Quentin. I appreciate it. I'm leading into it, honey. Thank you. Uhan Roderick sent in a super chat. Don't know what to put here. Boom. Uh-oh.
Woo! That's KC's money.
That's your money. Yes, I made a mess. Sure. Yeah, apparently. Elizabeth Richardson sent 45. Missed the last couple of weeks. Doe, I'll be listening on my phone tonight while playing a video game. That's cool. What video game are you playing? Right now, I'm really invested in Magic.
This much money only secures your seat in hell.
Jamie, the high altitude atheist is going to hell for $5. It's a small amount to sell your soul for, but okay. Is there a charity this week?
That's KC's money.
Woo! That's my money. All right. So yes, there is a charity this week. There's this month. It's we've actually. Should I play them the video?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I can get to it. Hold on. So hold on, let me do introductions and all that kind of stuff, and let's get through the intro and everything. So Jacob Pando is going to be explaining the Kalam Cosmological Argument to us, and he does it in a very confusing way. And so we're going to try to feel our way through the darkness that is his argument for the Kalam Cosmological Argument, because apparently atheists just can't understand this argument for whatever fucking reason. I hope that he explains that. Please tell me he explains that in the video, how we can't explain it, or we don't get it, or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, that's what we're going to be listening to tonight. If you heathens want to know more about the Kalam Cosmological Argument, then please stay tuned. Whew. All right. So we do have a new charity. If you guys don't know, a portion of all the revenue made on this channel, whether that be memberships or super chats like we've been getting all night.
Listen, donating this much money only secures your seat in hell.
The super chats like we just saw, all of that, a portion of it is going to be going to a charity that we pick each month. Okay. And so, considering that, definitely, hit up the super chats if you want to join the Skeptic Mafia. Normally with the Skeptic Mafia, you get a lot of great perks, like a monthly hangout. We're actually doing that next weekend. And you also get the special Skeptic Mafia podcast that we put out. Usually it's been a couple of weeks since we put one out, but we're going to be getting one out for you guys next week. I'm so sorry we haven't been able to get one together for y'all. It's been a little hectic changing around the Daily Bible podcast to an animated thing, so it's been a little hectic juggling that. But all of this is to say that we do a new charity every single month. Last month, let me see if I can pull this up here real quick. Last month, we get to this thing. Let's turn that off real quick. Last month was February, And considering all of the shit that happened in February, plus the COVID-19 in general, what we did was we donated $200 to direct relief that helped specifically to their COVID-19 stuff. So we donated $200 there. And then we also donated $300 to Feeding Texas, which, I mean, compared to some of the efforts going around, it's minor, but it's what we can afford here with what we make off of the channel. So I really appreciate all of the super chats that come in every single week. Really appreciate all of the Skeptic Mafia members, and I just appreciate you guys watching our channel in general. I mean, watching our channel regardless is one thing that keeps us going here with this charity stuff. So we really appreciate it. And now we're gonna, yes. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna look, we actually helped make a sort of like a little commercial type deal to, it's a promo video.
Woo! Bear money!
For the for this next project that we're going to be doing. All right. So let me get this pulled up here. Foreground. Boom. All right. Here we go.
In the world today, there are many things on which we disagree. But one thing we can all get behind is good education for all the world's children. In many developing nations, education isn't often a priority. In Guatemala, while many children attend school through 6th grade, public schools, especially in rural areas, are sparse, and children in these areas often attend private religious schools. IAA believes all children should have access to robust secular education. To that end, and with Humanistas Guatemala, we are working to purchase STEAM kits from Kaleidoscopes for children in the Guatemalan highlands. Each $50 kit contains items needed to complete multiple activities that educate students in science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Please help us bring secular education to Guatemalan children who are no less deserving than your own. Donate now.
Is the
All right, let's get back to the main camera here. So that is going to be what we are working on for this month. Is we're going to be working with IAA and Humanistas Guatemala. We're going to be working with them, and we're going to be donating to the Guatemala project. So if you guys want to help out with that project, help get these STEAM kits into the hands of these very underprivileged kids, we really appreciate any help that we can get with it. And we're already getting a lot of support tonight. We got Uhan Roderick that says $50 a kit, you say. Let's do this. Thank you, Uhan. I appreciate that. Then we got...
They need 52 kits.
They need 52 kits, so we're gonna try to do our best and see what we can do. Quentin Van Boeven says, "Hey, bro, Cephas, am I going to hell for having a steak on Friday during Lent?" Well, maybe bro Cephas will respond to you here in a bit. Jesse Shodel says, "Here's my monthly sacrifice to Satan. See you in hell, GE." Woo! Thank you there, Jesse. Appreciate it. Ox said, "I'll think about. Don't normally do the super crap thing." Thank you, Ox. The Jim Tanker says, "If you donate enough money, you get to go to GE's house and hang out at his pool." That's like 5 years away or something. The Jim Tanker also sent another super chat. Lisa for Truth said, "Guess I'm going to hell too. See you heathens there." Oh man, you guys are awesome. I feel so, I would say blessed, but I don't think I'm blessed or anything, but I just feel so privileged. privileged or honored to have you guys, watching the channel here every week. So I appreciate y'all. But anyways, are you guys ready? Shit, I got too much shit back here. Y'all know what's next? Honey?
Today I learned.
Yes! Today I learned! Shannon Q is here. Holy shit! Gotta love that Shannon Q. Uhan Roderick says you could say blessed in the colloquial sense. We all love you. Thank you so much there, Uhan. All right. So, first up on the Today I Learned. What are you doing?
I blew my leg.
All right, so first up on Today I Learned, we have the coronavirus. Oh, Drew's book
Just a little
reviews.
bit of money.
Drew's book review says, thanks for all your charity work, KC and GE. Thank you so much there, Drew. I appreciate you, man. And then we got Jamie, the high altitude atheist, just sent another super chat. Thank you so much there, Jamie. Appreciate you. let me let this notification come through. And then we got
Woo! That's KC's money.
I'm busy delivering pizzas.
Woo! Bear money.
Hellbound Hillbilly says, I'm busy delivering pizzas tonight, so here's a tip. Here's the tip from the last order. Oh, thank you there, Hellbound. Uhan Rajak says, interrupting Super Chat to be annoying. Hey, you be annoying all you want to. Michael W. Roble says, teach the children well. Boom. Thank you so much there, Michael. Yeah, I saw Shannon. All right. So, coronavirus shelter-in-place orders were less effective in states with a greater share of Trump voters, finds a new study. Responding to the COVID-19 pandemic was urgent. States took different paths in trying to deal with it. Some policies were evidence-based and others weren't.
Hey, y'all know what? Anytime is a good time for a beer.
Shannon Q bared me, and she just said balls. Thank you for your Narnia money. Can we spend Narnia money here, honey?
We can, but see, here's what's going to happen. She gave us Narnia money, and then she's going to add a money gun to her Amazon wish list, and I'm going to send her Narnia money back on.
Oh, okay. Well, a portion of that Narnia money is going to charity, so I hope that's okay.
Yes.
Yep. All right. So we all knew that states that did not comply to shelter in place or masking orders did much worse. So, I mean, this is no real big surprise, but it's always good to have the science behind shit. All right, next on Today I learned that penguins can drink salt water because of the glands near their eyes that remove salt from their bloodstream, and then they can sneeze out the extra salt. Can you imagine sneezing out salt? Like, whoosh. Oh, so sorry, bro. And it like gets in their eyes and shit, and it's like, oh, god damn it. I would think so too. But damn it, whatever way you can filter that shit out, get it on out of there. Mama Atheists in a super chat saying titty sprinkles, lots of love, you and KC. I don't know. Every time one notification comes up where it talks about beer, I'm taking a swig. So, all right. This just seems like a crazy fact, and I don't know who in the world figured that out, but I appreciate it. Finally, on Today I learned that contestants on Jeopardy, contestants stand on adjustable platforms so that they all appear to be the same height on camera.
I never noticed that.
Really?
No.
Yeah, apparently that's what they do.
But now that I'm thinking about it, yes, they're always right, and that's weird.
Everybody's the same height. Yep.
My little platform.
Woo! That's KC's money.
Ox, yeah, that's your money, honey. Ox said bear. I guess that means I gotta take a sip. Elizabeth Richardson became a Globehead. Welcome, Elizabeth. I appreciate you becoming a Skeptic Mafia member.
Oh my god.
And then Ox gave me another one, but it keeps going to KC. Excuse me. All right, so y'all are y'all ready to go on to the comments?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Yep.
Comments of the day. Prepare to put
anytime is a good time.
Facepalm yourself in the next week.
You forgot your damn song.
Well, I did. Uhan sent a super chat and I saw it, and then for some reason it made me trip over myself. Uhan says put 22. Oh, is that supposed to be boobs in a calculator turning it upside down? Thank you there, Uhan. Appreciate it. Harmonica Man says learn some for kids for lips. Oh hi KC.
Oh hi.
Philip Sawyer became a shill. Welcome, Philip. We got a new member. I love that one. Jane Pusecker sent a super chat saying, glad you guys had a wonderful vacation. Please make sure you save me double chocolate espresso when you reach hell. Lol. Yeah, I know. Here we go. All right. So, first up on the comments, Terraplana Report says Southern stars are reflect on dome. I don't think that English is his first language. I'll give him a pass on that, but also the Southern stars are not reflected on any dome, unless you're talking about like the dome over a football field or some other similar dome where like starlight would reflect off of it. There's definitely not a dome over the earth, dipshit. Next on comments, I like how this one's on my Bible flock box. You know, that fucking channel's name gets me every time.
You know what? Anytime is a good time.
Command Cyborg said a super chat saying have sex. That guy's incoherent. That's why. Thank you there, Command Cyborg. Appreciate it. Tissid Banda says, dude, your channel's name says it all. And you curse, so you obviously can't prove his beliefs because it's not part of your reality. Well, I'm not looking to prove his fucking beliefs because fuck his beliefs. I don't think that beliefs deserve any kind of respect, so I could say fuck his beliefs. Also, I believe he's a Jehovah's Witness? Maybe? No. we are in the same reality. We are all in the same reality. I can disprove his beliefs, and just because I do curse doesn't mean that I can't disprove his beliefs. You just don't want to take the criticism that I laid out in that particular video. So I kind of feel like you're suffering from a little bit of bias there because you're wanting to hold on to whatever beliefs y'all have. I really wish I could remember what his particular flavor of Christianity was. Maybe it's like the Seventh-day Adventist?
Stop cursing. Stop being such a
dick. Yeah. Rave reviews from my friends. All right, next on comments. I like this one. And you probably still live with your parents. Shit, I spilled beer on myself.
This is where you're not getting bored.
Is it? Well, thank you, Bam Bam 201011. I appreciate your input. Haven't lived at my parents' house since I was 19 years old. I don't know how I could still live with my parents after they kicked my ass out. So, I mean, yeah, I don't live with my parents whatsoever. I actually live in an apartment, and soon we'll be moving into a house if it'll ever get built. Woo! Yeah. Start that fucking framing. All right, and finally on the comments we have, why are you using Yahweh's name in vain? Because fuck Yahweh. I'll use Yahweh's fucking name in goddamn vain all I fucking want to. Because I don't believe the motherfucker's there. I don't believe that he exists. And I would say that I'm very Gnostic about that claim, primarily because y'all's book lays out all the criteria for him to exist, and he doesn't live up to any of it. So, I mean, I guess pardon the fuck out of me for not believing in your bullshit book when your bullshit book doesn't relay anything truthful about reality. So, in summary, fuck Yahweh. Sophisticated responses with G-E! All right, well, do you guys know what's up next? Shitty ass science. Shitty ass science. We're gonna answer some science shit really wrong. What's up there, mafiosos and heathens alike?
Anytime is a good time.
You know,
for a
this
beer.
this TED Talk space is really applicable right now, okay? All right, let's see. What kind of dumb shit do we have to do today? How can dinosaurs become extinct 50 million years ago when the Earth is only 20 years old? Oh, this person might be on to something here. Let's see. The Earth began 2,000 years... Well, no, hold on. That's when Jesus got pinned up on a cross like one of them donkey things at the parties. But, no, pin the tail on the donkey.
Oh, sorry.
That's where you take the nail and you shove the pin up the donkey's ass, and that's when you win. It's also really funny when the kid shoves the nail through the eye of the donkey. That is in no way traumatizing to a young child, I am fucking sure. But so let's see, you got your numbers off a little bit here because the Earth is actually 6,000 years old based on a book that was written like, I don't know, 35,000 years, 3,500. I don't know, a really fucking long time ago. Some dudes knew this shit, and they knew exactly when God goat-seed his asshole and blew the universe out of his rectum, and then everything just came into being. Now, if you're wondering why scientists think that everything is like really old and shit. It's because God made it that way. He's the one that wanted us to be like, oh, look, all of this shit says that it's older than what the Bible says. And see, this is all a test. It's all a fucking test. And if you don't believe me, just read the Bible and you will be given the answers that you're looking for, because the Bible lays it out. Sure, it was written by people that probably fucked the sheep. But you don't have to worry about the Old Testament. It's really just the New Testament that is important here. The point is that the earth isn't 50 million years old. It's only about 6,000, and it was created instantaneously when God goatseed his asshole, lit his fart on fire, and created the universe, okay? That's what happened. Huh? And the Snoop, yeah, the little, hold on. We actually have a rendition here. I was there with a camera with God, and let's see if I can get, fuck, where? Nope, went too far. There, there we go. Okay. The hell? Hold on. It's gotta find it. Wait a second.
GE's better.
You know what? Fuck GE, okay? What? I'm sorry. I apologize.
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
And you see, I had a camera, I filmed God doing it. Now listen, here's the thing. In the Bible, it says that God made everything through Jesus, okay? So it was God's asshole, but it was on Jesus's ass, okay? So if you can just imagine this, you've got God standing there next to Jesus, and God is spreading the cheeks and lighting the farts all in one go as Jesus shovels in Taco Bell and other hot spicy things to blow it all into existence. Listen, this is very graphic, I know, but I'm sure that you guys will appreciate it one day. Okay? Anyways, that's it for my TED Talk. I will see you heathens later. I gotta get this shit set up for GE. Hold on. Is my okay. Bye guys. I hope y'all have a nice night. Don't piss God off or you'll go to hell. The lawyers are talking to me. Please disregard all of the goats they talk. And yes, everything Brocephus said, just disregard it right now. Just out of your minds, okay? Obviously, the Earth isn't 20 years old. It's much older than that. I don't even know where to begin with this particular comment. I feel like they just need to take a basic science course to understand exactly how old the universe is, and then you could go deeper with that if you really wanted to. Uhan Roderick says it's Yahweh or the Highway. Limp Bizkit cover. It's Yahweh or the Highway. Gamork Mars says, I halfway agree with the creationists. They don't believe we are great apes, and I don't believe we are that great. I guess I can't necessarily disagree with that. Jonathan Hanachek says technical problems with Brocephus. Obviously. All right. So if you guys are ready, I know I am ready to get to the response video. All right. Let's see. I hit it. There we go. Wait a second. Wrong. There we go. Okay, yeah, I remember now. I fucked with it earlier for the thing. All right. Okay, now that we're ready, thank you all for joining me today. We're going to be looking at Jacob Pando's video on the Kalam Cosmological Argument. Apparently, we just don't get this argument. I don't know if that means that we just can't understand it, or we've willfully understood it, or fucking something like that. I'm not sure, but Jacob is here to explain it to all of us. So let's go, Jacob. I appreciate you taking time out of your, I guess, your work day, because it looks like you're calling from your job at the dealership or something. So let's see what you got.
Is the reason behind why space-time came into existence. This is the age-old question of creation. Why did anything come into existence? Okay, to begin with. Now, what allows us to ask this question? What allows us to ask this question is the very fact that science tells us that material space-time came into existence. Otherwise, if space-time had always existed, we wouldn't be asking this question. So
well, I mean, that's akin to saying, hey, if the universe didn't start, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. I don't understand how this is supposed to help us understand the Kalam Cosmological Argument. I don't understand why this is really all that important to understanding any argument. This just seems like a non-statement to me.
the question.
Let's see. Is it really low for you, hon?
I'm here.
Okay.
Space-time in the Big Bang. You know how they say, before the Big Bang, there was no material space-time. Okay. And since all of reality is described by the matter that it's made out of, we know that material space-time came into existence. So what needed to exist in order for space-time to have came into existence? We know that whatever needed to exist to spark the Big Bang, okay, needed to have always existed, needed to be eternal. And this...
Well, so his fundamental misunderstanding here comes from not realizing that, like, there's our universe, and then there's this underlying fabric of reality that controls, like, shit that happens in our universe, right? This is where, like, the quantum scalar fields would be.
Listen, donating this much money only secures your seat in hell.
The Jim Tankers in the super chat saying, GE, any comment on SpaceX's recent epic launch of Starship SN10? I don't really have any kind of opinion on it. I didn't really catch it. So I don't know anything about it. But thank you anyways, Jim, for the super chat. Anyways, so this is the this is Jacob's fundamental misunderstanding, because quantum scalar fields, I mean, they exist like everywhere uniformly, right? And so as far as our universe goes, like what caused our universe to come into existence, the best explanation that we have right now is that there was a quantum scalar field that was in a false vacuum state. And then for whatever reason, no cause is even necessary for this. Just, I guess, randomly, it fluctuated from this false vacuum state to a true vacuum state. When it fluctuated from that false vacuum to true vacuum, it released a massive amount of energy. And we have scientific experiments that are repeatable and have been repeated several times that show that these quantum scalar fields can do this. And so when that happened, it released...
Bear money!
Thank you, Lisa, for truth. If everything needed a cause, what caused God? No special pleading. Good question. We'll get to that here in a minute. But when it released this massive amount of energy, it inflated into like a universe smaller, like a size smaller than what our universe is now, because after that point it kept inflating. Anyways, it released all this energy and it flooded the area with these particles called inflaton particles. And because of the second law of thermodynamics, this energy started to degrade as soon as it was released, right? So it releases, it starts to degrade, it transforms into what would become how we experience our universe today. Like it eventually becomes the matter that we have today. And so that's how that all started. It didn't need a cause, and it also didn't need God. Ultimately, what the Kalam Cosmological Argument relies on is a special pleading argument. They specially plead for their God as the answer. And they failed to even consider natural explanations that could explain all of this without the need of a God. And because they can't rule out these natural explanations, that means that their God is not necessary. Until you can rule out all natural explanations for something, and it's a suspension of the natural order of reality, up until that point, you can rule out God. Right? So there's some great resources online, and I'll be sure to put them in the description after we get done with the show tonight. But this is part of like Aquinas' 5 ways and the cosmological argument in general. The Kalam Cosmological Argument just pretty much says that, the universe came into being. Everything needs a cause, therefore God caused the universe to come to existence, or the universe had a beginning. The very raw Kalam Cosmological Argument I actually don't have a problem with. The thing is that people tack on to the Kalam Cosmological Argument this idea that it proves God, specifically their particular God. So this whole uncaused, unmoved mover thing that he's got here on the screen, one thing that disproves that is the fact that we've come into the realization that objects are both naturally at rest and naturally moving in a constant speed in a single direction, unless acted upon by an outside force. So both of those states are like natural states for stuff to be in the universe. So we don't need a first, like an unmoved mover, as it were.
Donating this much money only secures your seat in hell. And because the whole uncaused, unmoved mover thing is part of Aquinas' first way. And in it, he speculates that, things are naturally at rest and they are only moved by a mover. And since everything has been moved by a mover, there has to be some first cause or entity to start everything moving. But that was done away with when we figured out, like through Einstein and other people, that not just Einstein, but like Isaac Newton and just all the scientists that did the physics for this. But objects are just as naturally moving in a single direction at a constant speed as they are at rest. So you don't literally need an unmoved mover. And this is all of these arguments have been disproven since like the 18th century. So 18th or 19th century. So these things have been dealt with like a lot in the past. Oh, we had Philo, who says you have to be outside of whatever you create. So if you create reality, you can't be real. Yeah, you can't exist in reality if you created it.
Being, whatever it may be, needed to be able to decide to cause space-time into being. So when there is no space-time, what do we have? If we have no material space-time, we have absolute nothingness, okay?
You see, that's where you're wrong there, Jacob, because absolute nothingness does not actually exist. That's theoretical, but it doesn't exist in reality, because we have found that when we remove everything from a space, a section of space, it still has an electrical charge. And so there can literally never, there's literally never a pocket of just absolute nothing. So this absolute nothing wouldn't really exist. This is that underlying fabric of reality that causes shit to happen. We found that like virtual particles can pop in and out of quote unquote existence, which really it's just, changing states of energy. And so you have to understand that the scientific nothing that we actually work with is vastly different from absolute nothing.
This means there is no time, at least based on matter, okay? Because we don't know if there is primordial time or absolute time. In other words, because it wouldn't be based on matter. So we don't know there's an absolute time, okay? But
okay, so I think what he's talking about here is the fact that space-time came into existence when this universe came into existence. But I don't think that the fabric of reality, this underlying fabric of reality, has to exist like along with space-time. I think that all the quantum physics and everything like that doesn't need space-time in order to operate, like he seems to think that it would. I guess I don't even know if he's considering quantum theory or anything like that, but it's just it's very difficult to drill down into what he's even fucking talking about here. I think that he really doesn't understand what he's talking about, and that's why it's a little hard to grasp what he's trying to tell us. Daniel M says, David says good night and wanted to show you Eeyore. Oh, that's an awesome Eeyore.
This much money only secures your seat in hell.
Thank you so much, David, for showing me your Eeyore. I hope you have a great night, bud, and I guess I'll see you later. All right, buddy? All right.
But there, to say that material space-time came into existence, there needed to exist something that always existed, that is eternal, that is independent of material space-time. So it needed to exist in some form of absolute space-time.
I don't know what absolute space-time would be. I'm guessing you're talking about like what space-time would be outside of this universe. But considering that space-time started with our universe, I would think that, it wouldn't, like, there wouldn't be an absolute space-time. I don't know, this just feels like you're pulling shit out of your ass at this point in order to explain shit. But also, like, as far as the eternal thing that exists, I don't understand why that can't be just simply the fabric of reality. Like, reality itself is the eternal thing that exists. I would really love for you to be able to distinguish between like this underlying fabric of reality and your God. The difference is that the underlying fabric of reality is just something that exists naturally and is therefore governed by whatever natural laws govern it. And so it wouldn't have like a mind of its own or anything like that. You seem to think that a conscious being is needed to make the decision to create the universe, when we have a natural explanation for how this universe could have come into existence. That also means that our universe may not be the only universe out there. There could be other universes out there that do exist, and that are, vast distances away from us. I don't even know how that would work, but the point of the matter is that you jump to the conclusion that God had to be the one to do it, or this special supernatural entity. You're specially pleading for your God.
All the uncaused, unmoved mover. Okay, because it hasn't been unmoved. It's not what's being moved. It's what causes the moving. It's what causes every other cause in the universe that led up to this point in time. Okay.
Now, so he may get into infinite regresses here in a minute. If he does, I don't understand why infinite regresses can't exist. Like, infinite is not like a real number or anything like that. It's just a very, very large number. But, saying that there can't be like an infinite regress backward kind of implies that there can't be like numbers, that go off forever, right? Like, can you tell me what the largest number is? I mean, it's the exact same thing as saying that there can't be an infinite regress. Is there some kind of cap on numbers in general? Like, is there just some largest number that numbers just don't exist past that number? I don't see a good argument that there's like a top or a bottom to this set of real numbers, right? It just goes off into infinity, which just means really, really big number. So I just don't understand why an infinite regress is impossible. But even so, I don't think that even if infinite regresses weren't possible, then I don't think that means that God has to exist. I think that it could definitely be traced back to a quote-unquote first cause that's a natural cause. Drew's book review says Brian Greene...
Hey, y'all know what? Anytime is a good time for a beer.
Drew's book review says Brian Greene's book, The Hidden Reality, is about these alternate universes. I reviewed the book on my channel. It's quite interesting. I'm going to have to check that out there, Drew. Everybody else should check you out too.
So this is what the argument from creation. The uncaused, unmoved mover. The one who moves things. Okay, it's not moved by anything else. Otherwise, if we do not have such an eternal entity, then we're led to an assumption of infinite regressions, infinite causes, okay, that continue on forever. And as we could see, based on what we do see of material space-time, is that everything did have a cause. Things couldn't have continued in causation.
Except for your God, because your God's special. This is quite literally the special pleadingness of the argument. He's just highlighting how specially pleading it is. To say that everything in this universe needs a cause, except my God, you can't get any more blatant about a special pleading argument than that. if everything in this universe and in this reality has a cause, then your God also has a cause. Otherwise, it's a special pleading argument.
Because of theories like the heat death, where entropy reaches a maximal point, where thermodynamics comes into play and all of heat dies out. All the heat in the universe, from a fireplace to the gases that form the sun, all the heat in this entire universe, no matter how big it is, will die out one day. Okay, and that's why we know that the sun has an age. The universe as a whole has an age. Okay, it hasn't always existed.
I mean, the heat death of the universe is how we know things have ages? I feel like we know things have ages because space-time exists, not because the heat death of the universe is slowly approaching. It's true that there will be a heat death of the universe, but I don't think that really gives us any kind of indication about like when the universe began or anything like that. I mean, we can probably guesstimate when the heat death of the universe is going to be. I'm sure that there's actually a guesstimation out there. Let's see. When will the heat death happen? Let's see. The heat death will occur in 10 to the 100 years if protons decay. Usually the logarithmic scale is used for such timelines, but it compresses the most interesting Stelliferous era too much. I don't know, the graphical timeline of the Big Bang to the heat death. So it's still a long ways away.
Listen, donating this much money only secures your seat in hell.
Daniel M says, is this a GoPro in a swivel chair? What the hell? So it's just, I don't understand what the point in bringing up the heat death of the universe is. Atheists and scientists, more so scientists than like anything to do with atheism, or the God question, would admit that the universe had a beginning. What we don't agree with you on is the idea that God had to be the one to create the universe. I mean, scientifically minded people think that the universe naturally came into existence. Until you can prove any kind of supernatural thing to happen, the natural explanations are going to be the most likely explanation that is true. So your special pleading for a God is just not going to work on anything, in anybody. At least it shouldn't work on anyone.
We see that the universe is expanding at a much faster rate, okay, than previously predicted. To, throw out theories like the Big Bounce, for example, which says that the universe will eventually, contract. It'll expand, and then it'll slow down as it expands to contract. Okay, but we don't see that. The very fact that the universe is actually expanding without any signs of decreasing, and it's just actually increasing in the rate that it is expanding, proves that the Big Bounce is a hoax. The idea of the universe contracting is a hoax. Okay, so the other theory.
Well, hoax is it's not a hoax. You using the word hoax here is really disingenuous because it's not a hoax. I just think that maybe you don't understand what hoax means. That's the only way that I can figure that you would call it a hoax. It is a hypothesis, and I would say that it's probably the least likely correct hypothesis out of the multiple hypotheses that are out there about, the universe and everything. This big crunch, or the big bounce, as you say, it still has some premises in it that are not exactly, they haven't been proven. There's not a solution for them yet. Like, for instance, one of those things is the reverse of entropy. We don't know of any kind of natural process that would reverse entropy. So, I mean, we don't know how to overcome that. So that's why it's the least likely one, but it's still a possibility, I guess. There are multiple different ideas about what will happen. I mean, the heat death of the universe, it just being like that, and that's it, could be one of them. Multiple universes is also a very plausible one. There's the whole bubble universe thing, that's also likely. So, I mean, you're presenting this one particular hypothesis, calling it a hoax when it's never taught or discussed as anything but a hypothesis. You're discussing it like it's the proposed scientific explanation that is the best scientific explanation for things, and it's just not.
universe will split itself apart. It'll destroy itself, making an empty void. And that's also proof, or a theory that proves that this universe isn't eternal, isn't infinite. Okay, it isn't infinite. Now, when it comes to the second law of thermodynamics, which basically, the most elementary way to put it, says that matter is neither created or destroyed, it's talking about the system itself, the universe itself, the way it is at this very moment in time. Okay, all the matter that we see, whenever the fire, for example, in my examples before, when the fire burns out, the ashes or whatever remains of that fire is still there. Okay, the fire is heat, but whatever it burns up, the matter, it just diverts into a more random state of entropy.
Listen, donating this much money only secures your seat in hell.
Thank you, Jesse Shodel. Seems like Jacob is taking a long time to say nothing of substance. I agree. Jacob here is saying really nothing of any kind of substance. He's trying to explain the second law of thermodynamics to us without really explaining the second law of thermodynamics, because the second law of thermodynamics is about how energy degrades over time, or how entropy increases, right? This disorder of the universe. So basically, when let's just take the sun, for example. The sun radiates photons. These photons, whenever they hit something like the earth, they transfer a little bit of energy to the earth, and a little bit is reflected back, right? That's what we end up seeing with our eyes. This transfer ends up being heat, right? That's why shit gets hot when it's sunny outside, right? So it transfers as heat, and then this heat dissipates, and the energy lessens, and it just goes from into more disorder, or entropy increases. The energy ends up dissipating, right? And basically what's happening here is that the universe is seeking a stable state, right? And that stable state is equal to zero, right? Zero energy. That's why it's called the heat death of the universe, because eventually our universe is going to get to this stable state of zero energy. And so that's where we're heading to. I don't know how this exactly factors into the Kalam Cosmological Argument, or why he's bringing up his fire example here.
It's a chemical change. It's a mere chemical change. It's not going anywhere. Matter still remains. But before the Big Bang, we cannot say the same. Okay? We cannot say the same.
Well, hold on. Matter can't be created or destroyed, true. But it's more about like the energy of the universe, right? That's what the second law of thermodynamics is about.
We cannot say the same for what was before the system of space-time came into existence. We're talking about a time when the laws of thermodynamics, when the laws of physics break down, okay? When the laws that we refer to, they actually break down because they're no longer applicable, all right?
Yeah, the rocking really is fucking with me a little bit too there, hon. Sirnian in the chat did correct me, not saying not zero energy, thermal equilibrium. That's what I meant, was thermal equilibrium is what I meant. So what he's discussing here right now is our own understanding of the laws of physics. These are human descriptions of what we perceive in reality. Now, there are certain situations that we know of where the laws of physics break down. One of those situations is the beginning of the universe. Another one of those is near the event horizon of a black hole. So these laws of physics, when they get into these special situations, they don't hold anymore. Reality operates differently at those points in time. So we don't know how reality is going to operate in these other special situations, like black holes in the beginning of the universe. We don't know how they're going to operate exactly. But once we can observe them, we can then describe them, and we will know how they operate.
So, be ready for part 2 of this segment, because I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of critics and people who try to criticize the facts that I present here. Right? But prepare for a part 2 of this segment, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you there, Jacob. I appreciate you there, buddy. All right, let's get back to it. Oh, no.
Smoke weed every day.
Sorry about that. Boo. Anyways, so that was Jacob's video. I hope you guys liked it. I would really love to hear y'all's thoughts on this. I'm sure that I butchered some of the science on this. I was really working off of memory, and sometimes my memory is shoddy. So please forgive me for any minute details I might have gotten wrong. I'm sure all of you will let me know down in the comments what I fucked up. It usually happens in these situations. So we're about to go into the Skeptic Mafia comments, but if you will, leave me a comment down below with what you thought about Jacob's argument, regardless of my shitty regurgitation of basic science. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought about him trying to defend the Kalam Cosmological Argument. Let me know what you think about the Kalam Cosmological Argument. I'd really love to hear what you guys think, so please leave those comments down below, and I will do my best to respond to any that are down there. Like I said, we're about to go into Skeptic Mafia comments, but if you're not staying around for that, then I hope that you guys have an awesome weekend. KC and I are going to be watching Coming to America, the second one, here in just a minute. So we're going to be doing that after the show tonight, and we'll see you on Monday, where I'm going to hand Mike Lacona his ass on a plate. Just going to slice it right the fuck off and serve it to him. So if you want to see me hand Mike Lacona's ass, then tune in on Monday. Other than that, I hope you guys have a lovely weekend, and I will see y'all later. Don't forget to stand up and use your voice. Bye, heathens. But don't go, because we have the Skeptic Mafia comments. Okay. Okay. All right. Made sure I got his in there. All right. Here we go. Let me get back over here to the comments from the Skeptic Mafia. There we go. And again, I really want to thank everybody that's done a super chat tonight, everybody that's become a Skeptic Mafia member. All you guys are awesome. We appreciate y'all for helping us out, do some good, helping us buy some of those STEM kits for the Guatemalan children. We've got a lot of charities that we're going to be doing this year. There's going to be a new one every single month.
This is a bigger one.
Thank you there, Jamie, the high altitude atheist. I appreciate you, man. I don't know if you left a comment, but I'll read it here in just a second when I get done with the Skeptic Mafia comment. Jonathan Hanichak is first. Warning, warning, facepalm alert. Please protect your face because of this dumbass not really knowing what he's talking about. Hi, Casey. Hi, John. Hope your vacation was fun. Okay, now back to work. Thank you there, Jonathan. I appreciate you.
Bear money.
Thank you there, Fran. I appreciate you. Daniel M. says, a god or gods does not need to be present for our universe to exist. I'm not going to tackle each of his arguments individually, just that he is presupposing God has to exist for our universe to exist, and that is not necessarily true. We have observed stars forming and know how planets form, all being explained without God. There isn't a why to the universe, but how. Granted, we don't know every mechanism involved to the beginning of our universe, but placing that God stop sign can damage our ability to find out. That's a little unfair. Our species has made amazing discoveries despite the religious goggles in place. That being said, I feel that that is a part of the reason why people have stopped believing in a god or gods. I have been wondering if people only use god or gods to describe an afterlife only, not having an effect in our natural world, how it would be. I wonder if many people would turn from or to religion. Personally, I don't agree with how most religions govern themselves in religion. Turning away from the human nature is unnatural. Anyway, the Kalam Cosmological Argument is weak and GE is strong. Lol, a joke won a song from Sunday school when I was a kid. Join the Skeptic Mafia, whales and penis, join! Yes, get yourself a whale penis emoji. That's what the little purple whale things, whale-looking things look like. Sean J says, I didn't finish this psycho's video. Who films a video when they can't sit still in a chair? Pro tip, stop moving back and forth. Anyway, he has zero evidence prior to time existing. He claims that his God that exists outside of time and space did it. I claim the transdimensional purple dragon whale puffs out universes through its blowhole. Prove me wrong, Christians. Prove me wrong. Who's your buddy? Says, I'm convinced I now believe in Allah. You know, since Kalam originally is an Islamic argument, I mean, isn't that how they treat evolution? It 100% starts and stops with Darwin. There definitely hasn't been over a century of refinement in our understanding of Darwin's original ideas. Therefore, Kalam can only get you to an Islamic creator. I didn't know that, but yeah, that seems sound. Cadence says, this apologist needs to apologize to me on the spot for wasting my fucking time listening to this dribble. Vanta Blue! His presentation for his arguments was so bad, I dozed off while listening to this. I think that says enough. Yeah, it was hard for me to get through it too because of how monotonous he was. Drew's Book Review says, nothing needs to be eternal, nor does anything need to be decided for existence to exist. There's nothing in the laws of physics as we know it that requires any entity or thing to decide to create anything. It just is. Time itself is not absolute. It is relative to one's motion, gravitational force, and speed. The rate of which time flows changes, slows down even as you approach the speed of light, speeds up as you slow down. Time moves slower on the bottom of a mountain versus the top because gravity is stronger, altering the flow of time. Albeit you need very precise instruments to measure it, but unlike God, we have evidence for this observable effect. Space-time is not material. We cannot hold it in our hands. Time has no physical properties. This guy needs to read up on modern physics. He does not seem to understand how space-time works. He seems like he's just getting whatever he has from like his pastor at church on Sundays. As for universal contraction, there is no hoax here. Just because it's not contracting now does not mean it never will. It's just not the current state of the universe. If he needs help understanding these ideas, I would recommend Brian Greene's books, The Elegant Universe and The Hidden Reality. Then perhaps he can come back and try to reformulate his arguments in a way that actually aligns with observable physics. I am sure GE can tell you I have some good vids on these books on my channel. Anyway, heathens, like, comment, and subscribe, and keep on reading. Definitely, if you want to learn more, go to Drew's channel for those overview of those books, and then, also get those books. Michael W. Rubel, what is absolute nothingness? Is that different from your regular run-of-the-mill nothingness? And can we get this guy a chair that doesn't swivel and some ADHD meds? I'll share some of mine. No doubt his required being is the god of the gaps, which is required to fill the gaping holes in all apologetic arguments. As for claiming space-time didn't exist before the expansion of the universe, fucking citation needed. We have lots of speculation, hypotheses, but no hard evidence of what was before our universe burst forth. New information is discovered every day that plunges the knife deeper into the heart of the god of the gaps. That bastard can't die soon enough. Thank you for your comment there, Michael. Jonathan Nickel. He starts by asking, why did anything come into existence? A better question would be to cut out the why instead of presupposing that anything came into existence. Whatever exists now is merely a rearrangement of whatever came before, with the possible exception of subnuclear particles, and he doesn't say anything about those. He starts with a misrepresentation in the Big Bang, then asserts a cause and gives it properties, such as a being. He asserts that something must have caused space-time to come into existence. How can time have a cause for its existence, when causation is a temporal event? This just boils down to a special pleading argument. Also, these people always seem to object to the idea of an infinite regress, but they never seem to give any real objection to that, other than, I don't like it. He speaks about thermodynamics, but like most creationists, he doesn't understand and continually misrepresents them. He is right that the Big Crunch idea has been overturned, but that appears to be the only thing he got right in this entire video. Sensible people, after hearing their failed argument shot down, will take the criticism on board and revise or drop their hypothesis. People like this just double down, repeating their argument ad nauseum and asserting that those who don't agree with them don't understand or aren't listening. We've listened. We've got splinters in our foreheads from banging them against multiple desks, and we are not impressed. The Creationist report card must try harder, written in large red letters on the front. Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate that. Trickster, I always hate this argument. The cosmological argument could be used to prove that the universe had a cause, but comes nowhere close to proving that that cause is a god. This guy seems to think that matter did not exist before the Big Bang, but it did, just in a very different state than it is now. One of these days, one of these guys is going to come up with a new, probably not any better, but at least new. Oh well, like, subscribe, and share this with those of you, with those you care about. Wash your hands, wear your mask, and always stand up and use your voice. Thank you, Trickster. I appreciate you, man. Gary White! First of all, he doesn't get it, and second, what is his actual point? My head just hurts listening to this. Sounds like, to me, an invalid point and doesn't make any sense at all to me at all. It didn't make sense to a lot of us. Zach Clark says, I can only watch about 30 seconds of this before I got dizzy from him constantly moving in his chair. I'm right there with you, man. Uhan Roderick! He lost it, and the first time he mentioned required being. Yawn. Come up with something original. Smash, lick, flick, tickle the like and subscribe, then leave a comment. Do it. I'll wait for you. Done? Good. Wear a damn mask and wash your damn hands. Okay, thanks. Bye. Thank you, Uhan. Appreciate you, man. Urban Imposter says, no, we understand your argument perfectly. It's just a stupid argument. I think Urban Dictionary has a perfect definition for this dude. Apologist. One who practices the art of making excuses for things they know are wrong. From the word appall. All right. Well, that's going to be it for the comments, the Skeptic Mafia comments tonight. We got Jamie, the high altitude atheist, saying he's making me dizzy because I smoke weed every day. See you in hell. Fran Wilson said payday. Who's your buddy says, dang bro, am I putting you to sleep? Oh no, I mean you weren't putting me to sleep. the entire video that we reviewed tonight was more likely the one that was putting me to sleep. Plus I've been on my feet like all day, so I'm a little tired. Crap, let me get off of this real quick. All right, well, that's going to be it for tonight. I do need to go here in just a few minutes, but if you have any questions, you can tag me in the side chat just by doing @GodlessEngineer, and I might be able to get to some of your questions. Just a reminder, all of or a portion of the super chats and the memberships and everything like that tonight are going to be going to help buy STEM kits for Guatemalan kids. We are helping IAA. Right. I know. We're going to be donating to IAA and the Humanistas Guatemala for Guatemalan kids in the Highlands. So, yeah, we're going to be doing that this month. So, I really appreciate y'all. Command Cyborg says you keep missing my comment. What the fuck? What did I do wrong? Let's see. Cadence says for the kids. Let's see. Command, I don't see your comment in here, but I do see Metalheads. Thank you, almost a doctor. Metalhead says, sorry, been sort of busy the last day or two, not able to respond to any videos or posts in the atheist community with all the quakes and such going down in New Zealand areas. I'm awaiting contact with a family member who lives there in one of the affected areas. No word yet. They are really getting hit in that northern area. Several quakes the last 2 days, all mid and upper 6 to 7 range. Some into the 7 to mid 7 and 8.1. Oh wow, Metalhead. I'm so sorry to hear that. But as far as Command Cyborg, I'm not exactly sure what could be going on there. Are you leaving the comment on the community post, or are you leaving it on the original video? Because you got to leave it on the original post, on the community post. Cadence says for the kids, almost a doctor said go do some science. I feel like he's telling me I got a bunch of shit wrong and I need to go and research it. Let's see. Syrian says Trek or Wars? Firefly. If I had to choose between Star Trek or Star Wars, I'd probably have to go with Star Wars. I'm sorry. I know I'm sleeping on the couch tonight. So, Quentin, crap. I lost it. Quentin Van Boeven, he said, in case you need to know who runs shit, just remember GE checked with KC for the charity. Well, no. I always mess up IAA's initials. And so I checked with her to make sure I got the initials right. For whatever reason, I always fuck them up. Drew's book review says, let the Skeptic Mafia know I am planning a live stream around the 25th of March, pending schedules, book hauls, so stay tuned. Okay, March 25th over on Drew's Book Reviews channel, he's going to be doing a live stream with a book haul. Daniel M says, GE, I'll get a hold of you tomorrow. I found something you might find interesting. Okay, thank you there, Daniel. Gary said, sounds like the video we watched was a video about nothing. Jerry Seinfeld. Chad Roca says a lot of Jesus thumpers on a Godless Engineer channel. Actually, I think that was just one person that would just doing it consistently from different 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 accounts. Almost a Doctor says it was just a general statement, always down for science. Thank you, Almost a Doctor. I just normally when I try to get deep into like specific scientific concepts, I usually say something that's a bit fucked up and not exactly correct. Studious says, GE, you disappoint me. Chose wars. You know what? I mean, I love both of them. You're forcing me to pick one. I gotta go with Star Wars because it's really hard for me to let go of like the Mandalorian and shit like that. It's just I don't know. The Mandalorian's really carrying it for the Star Wars series right now. All right. Well, I gotta head on out of here. We're gonna start a movie, or maybe not a movie just yet. But anyways, Master Skywalker said, "Fuck Star Trek." I feel like that needs to be in like a Samuel L. Jackson voice. Okay. Let me see. I'll refresh. All right, let's see. Metalhead, Jonathan, Daniel M, Sean J, Hoosier, Cadence, Vanta Blue. Yeah, I don't know. You can see mine right here. Between Cadence and Vanta, there's nobody between them. Let's see. Well, Command, yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing it. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Command, we'll have to see what we can do because I'm not seeing it in the dashboard and I'm not seeing it on the post. So I don't know. Sorry, Command. Not doing it. Yeah, I'm not doing, or I'm obviously not purposefully, missing you or anything. I just, for some reason, it's not showing up. Yeah, we'll try to figure it out. Anyways, I gotta go. I gotta spend some time with everybody here at the house and whatnot. Plus, I'm pretty fucking tired. I know that y'all have other shit to do too as well. So we're gonna go ahead and go. But y'all have an awesome weekend. Don't forget to stand up, use your voice, and all that kind of good shit. And we will see you heathens later. Don't forget to stand up and use your voice. Bye, heathens.